Good morning, St. Kitts Nevis. Good morning to the folks listening in the wider Caribbean. And of course, those listening on the continent. Those of you in the Eastern Hemisphere locked on and listening as well, good morning to you. Everybody, good morning. Yeah, the sleep still in my face. But by the time I start to talk, you're going to come on. Welcome to another episode of Let's Get Real. Of course, I'm your host, as you can see. Okay. And the conversation politically continues. Who can stand up under this pressure? Move. Get out. Sandra T, good morning to you. Shani, good morning. You hear what I tell you? I come here this morning with fire in me, because me not understand some people. It's like the more you try to talk, the more you try to educate people, the more you try to show people what's going on, man and man just not pay attention and just not alone. Just not alone. And then somebody sit back and wonder why things are the way they are. Because you keep the things in place like the way they are. With your words. Words have meaning and words carry weight. This foolishness of people that keep telling you that, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. That is garbage. Words have meanings. That's why we have dictionaries and thesauruses and all these encyclopedias and what's not to give definition to words. Definition. The power of the tongue. God in the beginning showed us the power of the tongue. He said, let there be light, and there was light. You speak things into being. Words carry weight and words carry meaning. How much times must I say this? That's why on the way down, your brain come first. Things supposed to trickle down, not trickle up and trickle across. Trickle down. Before it comes out of your mouth, think about it 2, 3, 4, 5 times before it come out. My grandmother used to say, ain't what got on your body that defile you, is what come out. Guard your speech. Know what you're saying. Think about it before you say it. You see with that this thing called social media, you could type it out, you could see it before you hit send. Well, by God, you think it, you type it, you could see it. Reread it before you hit send. You just type it and send. Just either just and talk. I mean, come on. I wake up this morning, inbox just full of this video from a talk show. Expressing the same sentiments that everybody been expressing for the past 2 weeks. But he said last night, so now it's a new revelation. Everybody broadcast it. Call me grudge. A grudge. Call me grudge. Makes no sense. The people who are directly opposed to you, you're not supposed to give them no moment. It is the same thing I'm telling them on Facebook with Obi. Obi's speech change. He's entitled to that. It's his right. The Constitution gives him that right of association. You have a right not to associate if you don't want to. But all you're going on the man page, go be antagonistic. Go abuse him. Hey. Me do not teach you how to deal with people. I realize me not comment. And if me do comment, it's just troops and me gone. I'm going to give you a perfect example, and please pay attention and please share the live. I want to see 2 shares. Everybody who on the line right now, all 100 and something are you, share it on your personal page too. So everybody could know that something will go on here. I mean, pay attention. Everybody carrying their own message. Not carry people's message with them. Carry yours. I look around and I see every so often these people coming out. Oh, Labour wants to abolish the PAP. Labour wants to end the PAP. Labour wants to this. Labour wants to that. They said Labour. They never said Jim. They never said Tracy. They never said Paul. They never said Channy. They said Labour. Who is in charge of Labour? Dr. Drew. So you as a comrade, you ain't going to look for every speech that Dr. Drew made about the PAP and how he intends to mend it or how he intends to better it. Cut it out and broadcast it to every single body that you know. No, I ain't not do that. Drew was on this show. A lot of I was here listening to Drew talking, hey, Dr. Drew, vote Dr. Drew, vote Dr. Drew. But now listen to what the hell the man say. He said it here on this show. He said it on Freedom. How he intends to deal with the PAP. These things are on Facebook. Crop it out, screen record it. Share it with your friends. Your PAM friend saying this, your PLP friend saying that, oh, Labour want done with the PAP. Poor people come and tell you, oh, Labour want done with the PAP. Labour want this. Listen, no, darling, this is what the leader actually said. And you share the damn video. Show them what the leader actually said. That is how you counteract propaganda. That is what got Dougie out of office in the first place. You understand? By not counteracting the propaganda that's been going out there. That's not everything you're supposed to respond to, but you got to know how to respond. Yesterday, Dr. Drew was on issues. Because this morning when I wake up, it's all comrades sending me this goddamn video, you know. Like it's some brand new revelation. Got it up in the snap. Your comrade said something, your leader said something 2 days in a row. Me no see it in the Naya snap. Me no see it in the Naya broadcast. But now this man Naya full up me damn phone with this garbage. These people don't shut down so much a word pan you. And every chance I give them a moment. Don't give them no moment. Up to now, up to yesterday, you know. I shared the comments. I showed the video where Dr. Drew explained in full what Labour had before PAP and what they intend to do with the PAP. He showed the comparison. I gave you the definition of poverty alleviation. I sent the video to whoever asks it. Me no see it in the body snap. Me no see it in the broadcast. But now this morning come, this lot of damn stupid videos. Are you not alone? Carry your own message. God damn it, man. Trevor, this is the problem. You hear what you just said? And listen to how I crafted and how you are saying it. I said that Obi has shifted. Me not accuse him or nothing. Me not say who he shift to. Me not call nobody name. Because I'm not giving who he shifted to any moment. You realize me not mention his name? I just say he shifted. Now look at your response. Yes, EK, you're right. Obi was seen as an independent voice and allowing and posting all political sides. But now for Obi, it's Timo and PLP. You realize the difference between my speech and yours? Me not call nobody name because me not give them the moment. The less you mention them, the less people notice them. That's what I'm talking about, crafting your speech. Because words have meaning. I just said he shifted. What he shifted to is not what I support, so I pass it straight. Main liking, main commenting, I passing it straight. It's not going to get my attention and my time. Because it's not what I want to hear. You understand the difference? Look at the difference. Look at the difference. Carry your message. Look at what the fake profiles do. When they come on your page, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. The message don't change. Even if you say the sky is blue, they copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. They carry in the message because they want the message to stick. Because they understand the meaning of the word propaganda. If you throw something at the wall long enough, eventually something is going to stick. Give these people no moment. Give them no moment. I mean, what the hell? I ain't learn nothing from 2015. Every day, Wallace Wilkin was up and down. Heaven help us, heaven help us, heaven help us. Till everybody start to believe that we in some kind of goddamn crisis. And so they want to call on heavens. The ladies in white start to march. Now look at what we have here presently. 90 days almost done. We ain't got an election date yet. The leader of the country, we cannot get him in an interview to ask him no questions. He just sending out his candidates. His candidates cannot speak for him. He was supposed to be on a show last night. The show postponed. Up to now, cannot present himself to the media. And on top of that, everything right now in St. Kitts paint orange. Every goddamn thing painting orange. Yesterday, Larry Vaughan was on. Larry Vaughan has been up and down Facebook trying to bring to light what is happening down in the electoral office. That's where the real damage going to be done. I don't see none of you share Larry Vaughan thing. I don't see none of you a comment on this thing. But are you up and down a papi show yourself a do all kind of damn stupidness? And then I'm going to wake up one morning and wonder, how the hell Tim come to win? Because I didn't pay attention. Fight the battle that they're fighting. Combat it. Yesterday, Bucky sent out something from Stachio. That poor people won't allow Labour to get their hands on the pap. A Labour start pap. He just come and take away all the substantive things and just throw money at it. Because that is his modus operandi. Just throw money at everything, money at everything, money at everything. Money don't solve all your problems. And money just done. You could get $500 today. If you ain't got $500 coming in, that $500 done. Because you ain't know where the next one coming from. Financial literacy. If you are dependent on something, you ain't coming out of poverty because you're dependent on that. So he take away the training, take away the assessment, take away everything else, and just give $500, and that's it. That's not poverty alleviation. Understand what the word actually means. Go look it up. So instead of just arguing with these people, oh, ain't true, break it down to them. Break it down to them. This is what poverty alleviation actually means. There's a meaning to the word. Conventions dictate that it is multifaceted, not just giving you money, but giving you training, housing, access to good food. What the food prices right now in St. Kitts and Nevis? You could have go supermarket with $200 and get something substantial. Now you got to spend $500 to get the same damn thing. The price is going up in the supermarket everywhere. So what did $500 mean to you? Just to put food on your table? That's not how you come out of poverty, by putting food on your table. You also need access to education. You need access to better paying jobs. So all this lot of damn stupidness are putting out there about, the poor people need the $500. Yes, they need it. But they also need access to proper housing, access to affordable food, access to education. This is the way you guys should be combating these people and the damn stupidness. But how much times I must say, I say it soft, I say it hard, I try to lead by example, and every day is the same goddamn foolishness. And the bullshit that they're selling is allowed to take root. Don't allow them to take root. Combat it. What Sean and Mark could really present to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis at this point? Put it into perspective. Since 2015, when they win, they had 5 years. They convinced us to give them time. Everywhere you turn, every last one of their supporters will say, give the government a chance, give the government a chance, the government young, the government just come in, give the government a chance. They kept saying it until you eventually believed it. And so you relaxed your efforts. You know, but ask them no question. Everything you ask them, they ignore it. Timothy is the best. Timothy is the best. Timothy is the best. What do you think the candidates of PLP say right now? Every time they open them out. So what do you intend to do with your country? Well, you know, we want to do this and we want to do that. And this is testimony to our great leader. They always end with that. Telling you how great Tim is the same thing Sean and Mark used to do. Till you eventually started to believe the bullshit. That's how propaganda works. Subconsciously, if you keep hearing it, eventually you're going to believe it. Subconsciously, it's going to stick. Subconsciously, it is going to stick. You understand? Every time the candidates talk, you're going to their constituency. Their vision office in their constituency. There's a picture of them and standing right next to them is Tim. That's visual. They can't do it without him. That's how propaganda works. It sets you up. It fluffs you up. That's exactly how Hitler was could have carried out what he carried out. Because his propaganda campaign started before he started to murder people, you know. He started to get people visually and audibly comfortable with the mass murdering of people. And that is what you have to push back against. When they come with the foolishness, this is what our leader said. When they come, oh, Dr. Joe, and the fight between Dr. Joe and Douglas in the leadership, this is what our leader said. The clips are there. So you want to tell me I don't go to the Labour meeting them and I don't listen? The clips are there. Now they're starting this propaganda that, oh, Labour people up and down abuse people. Oh, Labour people this and they come as that. Look, Zulu put up a post the other day talk about Labour people. Abuse NRP people and want to know what NRP be. Because I tell all you got to pick all your battles properly. All you got to know. Up to this morning, I get up and I go into social media. And you know what the PAM is saying? They've been listening to CCM for the past 3 meetings. And up to now, CCM don't mention nothing about PAM. It's an afterthought. But PAM now focus on joining with CCM. Instead, PAM focus on getting at least 6 seats. They're banking on Nevis. So they're only concentrating on 3 seats. Because once they win 3 and they feel like Mark will win the 3 up there, they could join together. So they now worry about the West constituencies them. If you is Labour, worry about winning your 6 seats down here first before you're trying to wonder what NRP and CCM going to do with their seats. What the hell are you questioning NRP people for? That is not all your problem. Focus on getting out of St. Kitts with at least 6 seats. Or at least 5. That is supposed to be your focus. What the hell are you up and down on Facebook and ask you about who they're going to join with and who they're going to join with? Then had an interview with the leader of NRP. The leader of NRP said, how could I at this time determine where my support is going to go? I don't know what the people of St. Kitts and Nevis have determined yet. History dictates that the NRP is willing to work with whomever party comes out on top in the election because their focus is to come down and deal with the interests of Nevis. And the only way they can do that is to deal with the party who commands the majority of seats in St. Kitts. That is the history of NRP. So when you speak within context. Forget your goddamn emotions. Pick your battles properly. Focus your efforts. Instead of just up and down the place, up and down the place, up and down the place, and rah, rah, and yang, yang. For what? I'm really sorry I had to come this morning and speak like this, to be honest with you, But it pisses me off every time I see it. And you would think people would learn. And I know this year going to go viral now. So I want to see if somebody going to change our ways or if you're going to be antagonistic towards me. Well, bring it on. Bring it on. Because I'm ready. Because none of you could tell me nothing. Not a thing none of you could tell me. We in a battle now for the hearts and minds of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. For the past 7 years, we've had an example of how government should not work. Look at all the players who were there. Look at what they said over the 7 years. Look at what they have perpetuated in this country. Look at their behavior. When you speak of all the pillars of good governance, they get an X and a failing grade on all of them. So why would you want to be carrying anyone their message? Sharing anything what anyone them got to say? They have no moral authority. That's the exact same thing they did to Douglas. So I'm not idle listen Parliament to hear when Douglas get up to ask a question, how they used to treat and laugh after Douglas. You could come and talk about this and come and talk about that because the propaganda was allowed to stick because he didn't combat it. The smart people them convince him not to defend your name. Man and man out there call you all kind of bullshit and you not defend your name. They have no moral authority. Give no moment to none of them. And I said that with no water in mouth. Give no moment to none of them. Let their supporters carry the message. You don't carry it for them. They're in no position to tell you nothing about good governance and subvention, constitution and all these kind of things. They are of no moment. They have no moral authority. They were just in the government and they did not resign. They were fired. People seem to think that this thing is a personal thing. Oh, you grudge Mark. Oh, you grudge Sean. You got something against Sean. No. They have no moral authority to come and tell me nothing at this point in time about how to run government. They just came out of one. They just came out of one. They're now trying to present themselves as better than Timothy. The same goddamn thing. Birds of a feather. Timothy got fired, they got fired. They did not resign, you know. Any self-respecting politician who is a part of a government that is corrupted, that has lost his way, resigns. We have examples of that all around the Caribbean. Somehow I come like I don't watch regional news. Even Mother England, where we get the constitution and we style of politics from, even them politicians there resigned out of the cabinet and out of the party with the garbage where they were in. Just a stone throw away. Anguilla, 2 ministers resigned. What happened to them? What happened to these politicians in St. Kitts and Nevis? They know when they resign. They could only call for the resignation of other politicians. What about them? This is the crux of the matter, you know. They did not resign. They stayed right there in the mess. Lie down in it. And then try to convince you that, oh, you were trying to do something about it. Which is it? You were trying to save unity or you were trying to do something about it? And then you realize that nothing going to do. Why you ain't resign? But you're going to Governor General. When you know fully well the Governor General only could act in certain instances. The Constitution is clear. So how come all of a sudden now you this great constitutional export? I tell them that the Governor General couldn't do nothing. Because the Constitution is clear. I don't care where no QC, no lawyer say. Me could read them in our words mean. The Constitution says when the Governor General can act in certain instances. Those instances weren't a thing. They were not present. So how the hell he could act if those instances in which he could act was not in play? And you want to tell me they didn't know that? I could have told them that the Governor General was going to send back the letter. I tell them so on the radio. I tell them exactly how everything was going to play out. They wanted the Governor General to just come and hand them a government just so no. The Governor General cannot act in that instance. Was there a successful motion of confidence? No. Was there just a general election? No. Did the Prime Minister resign? No. So how the hell he could appoint a Prime Minister just because 6 people send a letter and say we don't have no confidence in him? The Constitution ain't make no provision for that. But now all of a sudden, This constitutional export pops up and everybody share it as if we don't know. All of us could read the Constitution. We've been saying it for the longest while. I tell her Timothy can carry it right down to the work. I hear one come out of India. So we now have to prepare ourselves. I understand the team, you know. Are you focusing on the wrong set of things? Or you don't understand the team? Timothy ain't want to come out of India and come to Dougie and drag him out. He doesn't want to come out of India. Any self-respecting person would be living in this moment and still think that they could hold on. I mean, come on. You went into government with how much people? 9. With 9 elected representatives you went to government with. 6 out of the 9 say, partner, we don't want to have nothing to do with you. In order to remain prime minister, you have to have the support of the majority of elected representatives. You no longer have that. Nobody should have to tell you that you got to come out. And they're trying to convince you, oh, Dougie was illegal, Dougie was this, Dougie was that. Dougie fire 1 and 1 went with him. That only 2. So who said, oh, 6 elected representatives doesn't support him? They were on the opposition benches. They chose their fate. They chose the opposition benches. You hear? Dougie's situation totally different to this one. They were in your cabinet, a part of your government, and they walked away from you. They said they don't want you. You have 90 days in which to call an election. 90 days in which to call an election. I mean, why are you frustrating the will of the people? Obviously, the 6 who walk away from you represent people, and they never did like you from the beginning. It was a marriage of convenience. Everybody wanted Douglas out because they say, oh, things bad under Douglas. No, watch how you live now today. Me hear people say every day, me never had to work this damn hard under labor. But you see the problem with Sankey's people, and you got to call it for what it is, some of you. Bye. Me not understand some of you. Call it for what it is. And who want to say me abuse, fine, go right ahead. Whoever suits are you. But call it for what it is. 6 people said they don't want you. They were with you. They said they don't want to be with you anymore. What are you doing? Anybody else around the world would have gracefully resigned and bow out. But these politicians in the Caribbean region, they come like they want to dead holding on to power. What's so sweet in the saw? Were you bullied as a child? I mean, come on. Any self-respecting person would have resigned. And that is why Mark and Sean them can't come tell me nothing right now. Me no want hear from them politically. We could sit down and we could drink a beer and we could knock glass and we could trade secrets about dressing and cooking and so. That is no problem. We can do that. But politically, me no want to hear nothing from them. Nothing at all. If the election goes where no one party could command 5 or 6 seats and there needs to be negotiation, fine. When we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. But for now, given what has transpired over the 7 years, they have no moral authority to say anything to anybody politically. And I'm standing and sticking with that. They're in no position to come and talk to nobody about no good governance. It's laughable at best. 7 years they sat in there with the same Timothy. You didn't hear nothing about no consciousness. They bring the ganja thing and what? They said they sent it to Juicy office and he dead right in there. Nothing yet. And now Sean up and down talk about stories from the campaign trail. He want to move away from the Queen. What do you ask me now here, yeah? Till today? So who you try to appeal to? Rasta? Who you try to appeal to? Black conscious people? Well, where was this love and effort for black conscious people when you was in there for 7 years as Deputy Prime Minister? Where was it? Come tell me. Where was it? What did you guys do to buttress up the first part in the Constitution that speaks to rights? Protection of fundamental rights and freedom. We have a number of laws enshrined in there for your fundamental rights and freedoms. What did they do to make this piece in the Constitution stronger? Not a goddamn thing. That's the answer. Not a goddamn thing. But now today, Timothy fire him. He outside the government, and all of a sudden he want to turn St. Kitts into a republic. I just know to just piss off people. This is what we are fighting for. We have had an example of a government that should never, ever, ever, ever see the halls of government again. Never. We have examples of politicians, pardon me, their behavior, their rhetoric, their record, according to Mark Brantley, their record clearly shows that these are the type of politicians, these are the types of governments we don't ever want to see again in the history of St. Kitts and Nevis. And if you got any real love and any real respect for your country, respect for your flag, respect for your national anthem, respect for your fellow nationals, you would be thinking the exact same goddamn thing. But everybody have a right to associate. But just like how you have a right to associate, I have a right to disassociate. I don't hate any of the PLP people who support PLP. God bless them. They should know why. But these are my reasons why I can't support that. I'm not going to be antagonistic to you. I'm just simply stating a fact. I don't have to call Timothy out in name like how he called Pam and CCM out of the name. I'm not going to do that. You don't have to do that either. But these are the reasons why I can't support that. We have just shy of how much days now? It's less than a month. And we still yet do not know when is our election. That don't bother some of you. This is why you wanted to kill Douglas for. This is what all you went with Timothy for. That Douglas a walk on with the election date in his back pocket. But you want to stand there in an orange shirt, shouting Harris again, and you don't know when is your election date. He doesn't want to set it. But me nah do nothing, me nah break no law. Me nah break no law. That's always the excuses when they do shit. It's the same thing Mark Brantley was saying when people questioned how is it you could collect 2 salaries for 2 jobs that you have to do in the same hours. Nobody else could do that. I can't work for National Bank and work for Republic Bank between 8 and 4. Collect 2 pay from, 1 from National, 1 from Republic. Nowhere in the world that could ever happen. But it happened down here in St. Kitts and Nevis, and not just once, 3 times. And then $500 we talk about. I mean, how Mark Brantley could go up and talk about poor people and second-class citizens and love for the poor? How Sean could come and talk about love for poor when he sided with Mark to collect 2 fuck? Bye. CCM and Pam is brothers. During the pandemic, some people lost their jobs, lost their bosses. And Sean and Mark signed off on $300 and something thousand to pay honorarium. 27 for Wendy, 27 for Juicy, 27 for Abdius, 20 for the CMO, 15 for the chief. Not even the equivalent of their salaries. Okay, let me and on top of that, you know, they got double salary in a December. Double salary every single year Timothy has been prime minister. Still get an honorarium. And them they're going to come out here, come watch you and say, we love poor people. We want to keep you on the paper. I mean, I don't think. Pap and peace are the only thing Timothy hold on to, you know. Pap, peace, and prison. Timothy's three greatest accomplishments in St. Kitts and Nevis. The pap, the peace, and the prison. While he gave himself double salary for the 7 years that he was in government. The majority are civil service, Missy, up and down with him. I could understand why they're up and down with him. Because they get double salary for as long as he was prime minister. So I understand that. I totally get that. But for the rest of you who ain't get no double salary, the rest of you who lose job during the pandemic because of their damn stupid protocols, and now they're coming back with the same old dumbass protocols again, with the same old people coming chatting the same old shit, and somebody still talk about, yeah, PLP. Yay, PAM. Yay, CCM. Why, you forget where they put IH for 2 years? I forget. You forget? And not one of them gave up their salary. Just because of who I am and my stature and the amount of noise that I make when I move, because of what I do. We get up, me, Curtis Cook, my whole railway team, and start to look after the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, because we heard a cry. And so we moved. We didn't move in the face of the government. We tried to partner with the government, because Mikhail Abdius. And when I tell people I'm going up Nima, then they want to tell me, he cannot go up there. He don't go up there with them. I said, no, I am going to respect the order. I am not trying to mount a fight against the government. That is not my intention. My ultimate intention was to help the people in need. Simple. And they turn it into a political spectacle because of who I am. None of them reach out to me and say, Ike, how can we help? Not one of them. Me ain't get a call from Timothy. Me ain't get a call from Sean. Me ain't get a call. The only person I get a call from was Dougie. And when Dougie called me, Dougie want to know how I get it do. How you organize this? What? That's what Dougie wanted to know. So me could talk. Can me get up and me do it? Not one of them say, can I pledge $200? Marcella pledged. Dr. Drew pledged. Dr. Drew said, Ike, what do you need? I said, my lad, I need water. He said, okay. Talk to this lady. The lady called me. We went down by Island Purified down in Newton Ground. And I see my white bus, my white Nissan bus. That bus is a old gangali. Pardon my language, but he who bad. He could take a lot of things. And the man stack out the bus with water from down by Island Purified water. Oh yeah? The Kia Foundation. Me had water for days. So everybody who got a care package also got clean water. Some people even get 2 bottles if they had babies and young children in the household. Because them time the water used to go to. You hear? And not one of these politicians who up and down now claiming that they love poor people, claiming that they want to see the best for poor people, pledge even a goddamn dollar. You hear? I went to a particular supermarket, spent $30,000 and not even a dollar they took off. Not even an extra tin they added to the order. I paid for everything. And it wasn't my money, so I had no problem spending it. This money came from donations. You hear? Goba baby food, Pampers, wipes, you name it. I had an experience with somebody inside a NEMA. There was an elderly gentleman who was in a COVID facility. He said he wanted fruits, vegetables, and juices. Make sure that the juices don't have in such and such and such and such. So not because he's not in a position to look after himself means that he must drop down to a certain standard. And I said, okay, bye. Most of these juices we got here, they got in exactly where he said here what. I left, went and bought some Sunny Delight. The big juice them, and I brought them back. And when I was putting his package together, you know why the workers them inside the NEMA building say? I never talk it before, but I'm going to talk it now. You know what one of the person them inside the NEMA building say? You going to give them there? You can't spoil them, you know. Now, if that is the attitude and the mentality of the people who are supposed to be volunteers inside NEMA, you must understand. You going to give them there? You can't spoil them, you know. Somebody said, breaking news, Timothy and Zed is about to speak. Oh, me ass. I wonder what he going to say. Well, I'm going to pull up Zed now because I want to hear it. See, breaking news. I hope he going to announce the election. But it goes to show you that this is what we had to deal with. You hear? Let me make sure that I go hear what Timothy has said. I'm making a start it. But you mean to tell me that people still up and down with these politicians, both them will come to you and tell you they love poor people and they love this and they love that. Where was the love? When the love was needed, where was the love? Where was the love? That's what we want to know. Where was it? I was so pissed off this morning, you hear? God no. Somebody said, why is happening in your life? Mister, you come and you drop breaking news. Put the link in the comment section. Let me pull it up and now we listen together and comment on it too. Here we going to do a live in PUBG here. Put the link there, man. What will the live be? You got to be kidding me with these people. No share nothing from them to me number. I don't care what it is they say. Do not send nothing to me number from them people there. I don't want to hear them. They have no moral authority to tell us nothing right now. It's the same thing they used to do to Douglas. You don't want to hear it from Douglas. Douglas ain't got a moral authority because of the shit where they used to say about Douglas and he ain't defend. But now you come and talk, boy, you share them. No, share them to me. Send them to somebody else. Take me out of your broadcast this when I share anything from them that don't want to see it. Let me share it myself. I will me don't send I nothing. Everything me want to share, put it on my status. You don't must watch my status. Do not send it to me. Me don't want to see it. Me don't want to hear it. If I happen to bump up on it because I'm going through social media, fine. But don't send it to my phone. I don't want to hear it. Please and thanks, I do me that little favor there. Share something from Dr. Joe. Shit. Hey. Some people gonna look. I know some people gonna lag off and go look. They look news too. But anyhow, they bring it on, I'm gonna bring it up here. I'm trying to see if I could log on to watch TV. To the website. But it come like nothing I do. Not a thing I do. And Miss Anna call me. I'm going to see where it is you are. Probably miss me. Andrew, I believe you lie, you know. Because I seen no broadcast. Up to now, Bucky didn't say no, nothing. Normally, Bucky the broadcast everything with Timothy. See there? Bucky didn't say no, nothing. Said Timothy going pan ZZ. Andrew used to damn lie, you know. I know why carries. I once in a talk when me want to hear foolishness them attack. You just lack off troops and lack off that day. Or they say midday? Oh, okay then. Because I want to know what he waiting on. We don't have a problem with any Timothy candidates. We don't have a problem with any PAM candidates. We don't have a problem with any CCM candidates. But I don't want to hear nothing from them. Because I know what they're coming with. You realize that Yaman, who was a staunch Labour man, who turned PLP, used to come on and miss show ever so often on issues and talk about Labour is Labour, nothing tall go so. Because they wanted to put out the notion out there that, you know, Labour and Labour need to come together and get rid of the rest of them and stand against the rest of them. Who? No. If it comes down that the people are saying Kitts and Nevis can't make up their mind on the definitive way forward, then negotiations could start. But not before. The conversation need to be had about their record. It needs to be had about their record. Let me say it again. Their record. That is what we are going to judge them on. Their record. According to Brantley. That's the only thing I want to hear from them. Let me pick and choose what I take from them. Now send me nothing where they say about the constitution and no this and no that and the current state of affairs and what they intend to do. Me no want to hear it. They just come out of government. Stop share the shit. They just come out of government. Let the supporters eat it up because that's what they want to hear. Sensible people want to hear a different way forward. They had their chance. You hear? They had their chance. And they pissed it away with Timothy. So wherever Timothy fate be, let it be their fate as well. And unless the majority of the people decide otherwise, that is my position. And I'm going to tell you in advance that if the situation arises where the parties have to negotiate to determine who the government is, when we get to that bridge, we cross it. But for now, this is my position. And I state that clearly and emphatically. This is my position. Trust me. Me no want to hear from them. Me I got to Trevi Dan page, see an interview with what you name? Sean and Trevi. I talk about water in a Kenya. Sean was just the Minister of Infrastructure, you know. Remember Mark Brantley say, and this is what you need to take from them, the admission of shit. Now send me nothing where Mark said about the Constitution in the 90 days, but I don't want to hear that. Take the admission of shit and broadcast it to the world. Mark clearly stated that it was, what he named, Patches, who stopped Bede, who already had the wells dug. And me know the well them in done dig already, you know. Because me know some Jamaican fellas used to work with the white man. When they now work in Nevis, they work in St. Kitts. Testing the wells them. How much gallons of water the well could produce on a daily basis. They were already there. And Mark admitted that Patches come and stopped Bede and brought a new company to do what Bede done do already. And them they sit down in cabinet and no come and tell her we nothing. So Nevis people suffer Huata, Kayan people suffer Huata, and none of them say nothing. It's only when they don't fall out now, you now learn that Patches is in their papi show he goddamn self. Bringing some company car where he said the company name, Stoneworks or Outworks or what the ass he say name. That's what I want to hear from them. The admission of being there when shit was happening and did nothing. That's what I want to hear from them. Not the bullshit where they come with last night. All you got to know what to take away from these people and what not to take from them. I take their admission of guilt. That's what I want to hear from them. Let it tell upon one another. We don't want to hear none, oh, we're going to do this when we get back in. We're going to do this when we get back in. And we're going to do... We don't want to hear that. Confess to all the bullshit that you did for the past 7 years. Talk to me about your record. Okay. I don't know if anything was said from the PM and ZZ. They asked around and there's no confirmation as such. No friend. They said 12 o'clock. There at the bar. That is what you're supposed to take from them. The admission of guilt. Nothing else matters at this point in time. If the people decide otherwise, then we can have that conversation. But the conversation is right now, your record. Devon, you're killing me here. That's the conversation right now, their record. And based on their record, I say, send home all of them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Yeah. I know the supporters going to hold on to them because by the man might read some of these comments and some of these posting on Facebook. Me just got to just stoops and just keep walking shit in the car. Me vexing, you know? When I see Kenwick Simmons a post up park in the damn stupid. Me just got to just no better. I expect no better. I mean, don't pass it straight. If me don't pass it straight to Stoops, I will laugh. And I gone. I engage with them people. Me don't talk politics with my friend. Kind of make no sense. Because he don't see nothing else but yellow. Me can't talk to them kind of people. Oh, yeah? Them now hold on to what I hold on to for dear life. Imagine they just had an embarrassing 7 years. And they're trying to convince you that it was so good. Well, which is it? Which is it? We have to build on all the successes that we've had for 7 years. But in the same way, they tell you we have failed to keep our promises. Well, what do you ask you build upon except labor success while you commit? This is how you should talk to these people. No abuse them and call them no this and no this and no that. Hit them with the facts. Mr. Green said vagabonds. Left that for Timothy. Worthless vagabonds. Me don't want to laugh because that's damn disrespectful of him, sir. Momoshan. That's a Timothy. Imagine this man come out. When they start to abuse him, you know, by the give him some word inside the convention. Word, you know. And the man sit down there and take all of them word there. All of them insults there. I feel a kind of sorry with him and all. But I say, you know what? I'm glad it happened. And if Sean and Mark had any kind of wisdom, they would have known that anybody who sits down calmly in the face of adversity is a dangerous person. You can't take nothing what they say and do for granted. I knew before, prior to that they ain't know the team. But when I look and I saw that man sit down there, he ain't even get up a piece. He poor bladder must be in a ball out under the weight of his belly. Because sometimes me want piece and to my belly big, when he rest down on your bladder, Lord. Especially if you can't move, Lord. That man ain't even get up to piss. He no scratchy bum, he no scratchy head, he no yarn, he no stretch, he no check his phone, he no do nothing. The most that man do is probably nod his head. And me watch the man a say me ass. Boy, we in for a battle, you know, boy. We in for a fight, you know. You mean to say all them insults that the man back after he? That man ain't even ease on the side of poop. That's a dangerous man. Bye. That is a dangerous man. An extremely dangerous individual. To sit there through all of that and ain't even cough. And I was like, yes. Miss Rob says, sorry, look at his track record. All who sorry for him end up get kicked in their face with a shitty steel tip boot. Yeah, but I wasn't going to support him and prop him up and hold him up, you know. All I just do is just give him his kudos. The man was cool under pressure. And when he responded, the 2 times that he responded publicly, the man was very pristine. He no rah, he no wrangle, he no went down with nothing. It's like a good. God at him. That's how you respond to them kind of things there. And Pammy don't die. I'm gonna chop the fuck and admit all the guilt where they do, all the shit where they do. And I've been telling them, hush. You remember every day and feed them and tell them, Lord, you please hush. But talk still because I like it. Lord, you hush, but talk still because I like it. And I know which way who go. I'm confused. But I would want them, hush. And I said, look at what Timothy come out in response to them and say, I am working for the people. I am this and I'm this. And I'm saying, wow. So them they out there abuse both Fair Share and Prime Ministership, and Timothy talk about what he gonna do with the people them. I said, okay, cool. But I knew in the back of my mind that Timothy eventually gonna show up his frack. Me listen to enough labor meeting with Timothy to know how Timothy gonna go on when he get in his element. Some I seem to forget. When labor used to have meeting, right? We used to wait for 3 people to come on the stage to balance the place. 3 people. Anywhere labor people gonna know this. 3 people to come on the stage and balance the crowd. That was Dwyer, Timothy, and Dougie. When them 3 men they hit the stage, it's problems. Place lift up and turn over. Tell me a lie. Tell me a lie. Tell me I lie. By them man used to balance, you know. Them there was the real gutter snipe and chop rock, you know. Dwyer and Timothy, you know. And Dougie, you know. Chambakalele, you know. Ah, you look at me ass, yeah. Miss Phipps said you thought they had him scared, not him. Oh. Hey man got the oh. But I know the team. And I know when he was ready for them, he was going to throw up his frack and chambakalele. So said, so done. So said, so done. When he opened him out pan them, see there? How your Tubman say, Tim, Dougie, and Dwyer. I tell you so. Them man's speech used to be fire. And it's when Doyle used to switch in with the dialect and so on, Tim switch in with the dialect. Bye. What? By them time Labour meeting sweet no ass. Sweet? Hey. Boy. It's nothing sweet like a Labour meeting, somebody. Bye. Well. Let me see what the person here said about this thing here. But news is at 12 and nothing has been said either. No confirmation. Oh well. Everything in this St. Kitts and Nevis right now, topsy-turvy. Nobody know what go on, nobody know what happen. But anyhow. Andre, you're dropping some fake news, my lord. Fix it, Jesus. I wonder how you know Tim was on ZIZ. Cha. But anyhow, as I was saying, I know that Tim was going to chop his fuck on them when he meeting them start. So the meantime, them up and going to keep town hall meeting abuse. But they keeping the promise, keep the ass promise. They are confessing and spill their guts about all this shit that was going on in the government. That we knew, we suspected, but now they come and confirm it. Don't let them forget. Remind them. Remind them. Don't let them forget. You hear? Remind them. And remind the supporters too. Yesterday, Missy Obi put out a video with Samal on a Team Unity platform. Where Obi forget that he used to be on CCM platform now? And then he turned away from evil? Just like how Samal turned away from evil, you turned away from evil too. But now they pull up that they who make Samal look bad. How? When? Where? At least Samal run before the shit could happen. Because that wasn't in 2020, that was leading up to 2015. So Samal run before the shit start to happen between 2015 and 2022. Good boy, Samal. Good boy. You smell the shit and you run. Good boy. That's a hot tip to you, Samal. You see this shit and you run. Good boy. You understand? Good boy. Now you come with people who are serious about governance. This is where my campaign start to labor now. Because since everybody, watch, since me realize that the chief a campaign who PLP, which means anybody could campaign, you know. So this is my campaign start who labor now. Because everybody know me a labor man, but me never tell nobody who to vote for yet. Me always tell you, just like I tell you with the vaccine, listen to everybody and see which one you can decide upon. Think for yourself. Well, me start my campaign now who labor. Because since everybody out here canvas and a campaign, me going to campaign too. Because me a citizen. And I'm entitled to that. But what I won't do is to be biased. What I won't do is to be a blind supporter. Because if Labour do shit, I'm going to say they do shit. Just like I come this morning and roast the comrades. And me comrades to roast. And since some of them don't want to take the roasting privately, you do it publicly. You hear? And me no wait 7 years. Me not even wait a day. Me come and me say what it is. Plain and simple. The rest of them don't do that. They would know shit happening in the party and would never say nothing. That's the difference between them and Labour. That's the difference between them and Labour. I just want Labour people to focus. Carry your own message, no bring nobody message, give me. Me no want hear them the message. Bring your message to me. Tell me what Marsha say. Tell me what Samal say. Tell me what Kenny say. Tell me what the comrade leader say. Me no want hear nothing from them boy there. Nothing at all. And if I hear it, let me take out what me want to take out. Just like how they cut and paste and cut up all you comrades' voices, because that's what they do, you know. They cut out a little snippet of what the man say and up and down and run up and down with it. But you can't find where he actually say and counteract it. But you come and tell me shit what the man they say. But I know what the man they say. Me don't want to hear what they say. The chief of staff are put out blast. Come and meet your representative for PLP. Over at the Royal St. Kitts Nevis. Well, if he could campaign, well, what make me can campaign? But thanks to Lee and Natta, because I know a lot of people who get fired because they used to campaign or they say something politically or went to a political meeting. But thanks to Mr. Natta and the case where he win, everybody now could campaign for who they ask they want to campaign for. So let nobody make you feel guilty about campaigning or supporting your party. Because all of them do it. All of them do it. So since everybody out here campaign with the party, me going to campaign on mine too. And who don't want to hear me, you don't must listen. Do what Timothy tell you do. Stoop your teeth and lock it off. We had a UN ambassador, and I'm glad you remind me, Mr. Brown. We had a UN ambassador who, instead of trying to do what he's supposed to do as a UN ambassador, every damn week he pans says that abuse people and a campaign of team unity. Every week. Now your campaign who Timothy. He thought he was going to be the candidate in Timothy, but Timothy fired that shit. Timothy fired that shit. So the UN ambassador could campaign every single goddamn day. Don't let nobody make you feel uncomfortable about supporting your party and campaigning with your party. Call them out there, do it. Remember before Labour lose in 2015, PSs, you know, PS, permanent secretaries, used to come out of government headquarters, go march, and go back to work. And nobody trouble them. But Dougie was a dictator. This is the kind of damn stupidness they were pushing out this propaganda. Oh, Doug, this is a galloping dictatorship, you know. The same stupid ass Trinidad woman. What we have here is a galloping dictatorship, you know. With your damn forwardness. And then come back. How much years later? Come back 5 years later. 6 years later. To come tell us that Timothy must put down his resolve and continue to run this country because he's the only one who could do it. That worthless girl from Trinidad. And I don't usually call people out of the name. But if these people are going to insist on calling people out of the name, I'm going to do it too. Make here. I done with taking the highway with these people. That worthless girl from Trinidad. Come back and tell us we have a galloping dictatorship because he in there too long. But then come back 7 years later and tell us must hold on to the one the war we got. And look here. She better don't come back up here, you know. She better don't come back up here. Upsetting. But none of them make me laugh. I want to be serious. And up that ball too, you know. You can't be so rigid in your restraint, doctors. You're the only one who can lead this country. Why I saw somebody then come from to the side of the tent and just duck her with a bucket of dirty water. Bush up that ball. And now look here. Now look here. 6 said they don't want them. And up to now we can't get away election date yet. What do you ask you wait for? The election must come. A man no want come out of government by. Tim, come back to the people. Come back and ask us if we want you. Sean them said they don't want you. Okay, fine. Come back to Harry and ask how if we want you. I believe if you call election for the time you dissolve the house, you might have stand a better chance. But now, you outsmart yourself. And I tell her you ain't going to outsmart yourself. You know. Smart is going to run out now. If you spring the election pan them, by Pam would not never know what hit them. Pam would have been in a tailspin. But you allow them man the time to change the message, change the image, change the ways. That now they use a song, better days are coming, coming, change your ways. You give them time to change the ways. You give them time to soften the verb. And so now, the election date is of no surprise to nobody. You outsmart yourself, Timothy. You should have listened to EK. Made the best advisor you got. And you don't pay. You don't pay and you don't listen. I hear me? What time be? 19 after 10. Me are the best advisor you had. And you don't pay and you don't listen. You outsmart yourself. Doug, you outsmart yourself too. Me not afraid to say so. If you want to wax, you wax. That's your business. You don't feed me. If Dougie did say, okay, fine, I put a motion of confidence in the House, bam, dissolve Parliament, call election. By with a mash up Parliament, you know? By with a mash up their ass. But no. You let it linger. You let it fester. You let people get fed up. You let all kind of propaganda come out and you know defend it. And then the people, watch, he had people walk up and down with a Labour shirt on, and underneath the Labour shirt, Team Unity, a white Team Unity shirt. People been a walk up and down because they don't feel the change of conquer. Dog is tough too long. The smart people them outsmart themselves. Wait too long and you give them man traction. And the man come and they bust your ass. And Timothy, you turn on and you do the exact same thing with Douglas too. Yes, Matt and Dougie. Yes, Matt and Dougie. If by some stroke of luck, you're able to pull this one off, yes. But who going to hold you? I hope people realize, if Timothy pull off this election, woe be unto us, We ain't got a motor saying kids, We gonna got to motor saying kids. You think Talbot going to tell Timothy, no, don't victimize the person over there. You think Stasio going to tell Timothy, don't victimize them pan people down here. You think Stasio going to stand up with anyone inside the pipe? To Timothy? If he can't stand up, no. How will he stand up when he get in government? You really think Akila could tell Timothy anything? Timothy stand up in front of Akila. Akila on one side, Mark Williams on the next side. Timothy stand up in front of the two of them and say, thanks to the people of number 6 for giving us Mark Brantley. And the crowd say, yeah. And Mark the so. Look cross watch Akila. He must see that saying him in me ass. When me get fired and me not even start yet. And the two of them watch one another and they smile. Not one of them could have pulled Timothy and say, hey, I'm Mark Brantley. You just say, the man named Mark Williams. He'd have fired them on the spot. Are you really think that Jackie could tell Timothy, don't give this contract to your brother because he got people in a Newtown who got backo and choke? You think Jackie could stand up to Timothy? Well, if Mark, who's supposed to be the ultimate sheriff and the ultimate kingmaker, couldn't stand up to Timothy inside a cabinet that he put Timothy up, what make you think Jackie going to do it? What make you think Kendall going to do it? Are you serious on here? Are you serious? Woe be unto us. Me know, and me don't organize. From the time the election results looking like he heading towards Timothy, or he heading out of here. Me gone left for you. Me not stay here. Cause I dead me dead. Andre, you could bag your head. Me bag done pack. Bag your head, me bag close. Me a go. Me not stay here. Because people like Elwita and them, they gonna got more power. And them they bad mind no shit. You hear? Not me, me ain't stay here. Me bag done pack. Me got bag with the pack, you know. And me done book a boat. Cause me no be they gonna let me go to the airport. So me done book a boat. Me gonna be a refugee. Me gone. Now stay with you. Because look how they behave and they don't win yet. Look how they threaten people. I heard the voice note yesterday. I'm going to tell Timothy what you say. I want him to take your son off of the army camp. That's his supporters, them, you know. If his supporters think like that, and that he mentality well, according to Sean, we will be unto us. If you not say orange you can't eat in the country, you're dead. Oh, you stop there? Shall we say a ladder? Oh, you stop there with that? Me gone. Because I will not become part of the Kittitian Holocaust. Not me. Not me. They try to convince you that Timothy is a nice man, and he may very well be. They say Hitler was a nice man too. They said the man where he named Jim Jones was a nice man. They say Pablo Escobar was a nice man. Where the other mafia man named Scarface, they say Scarface was a nice man too. But look what he do to the man who helped him escape jail and death and so. Just because he took his sister. He kill him. Shoot him right there by the door. Oh, yeah? So, if you know with him, me going long. Me going long, daddy, bro. Me not stay here. Who wants to stay here, but me gone. Me gone left for you. Me don't see the propensities. And given what me don't say, me. Timothy and told me a Jew. And when I say Jew, I mean D-R-E-W, I mean J-E-W, a Jew. Oh, me not stay here. I look over here. That means we will be having a next election in the next year from Mrs. Daniel. Remember I tell her, sorry. Anyhow, as we are winding down, 28 after 10, if you want to call me, you can call me. Any other matter that you will want to bring up, you can do that. But let me see, somebody send me here something about some EMS. Oh my God. Just wanted to share something with you. Anyway, maybe I shouldn't read it. Maybe I should read it first and then probably address it tomorrow. And I don't know if there's a match tomorrow. No, I don't know. Somebody said Tim gonna give you 14 days in a jail. Me no hang go in there. Me no like my eyes. And they say in the camp. I mean, if it was in your prison, yeah. Pass new prison, boy, I saying. But that one cross them, you know, that. Rock say he comfortable in them, you know, we could comfortable in them. No. Not at all. So yeah, we put up the telephone number there so I could see. Because Timothy, that's the man, boy. Motto 760-9694. If you want to talk to me, you could call me, you know. We don't want a galloping dictatorship here, you know. That's not what we got here, you know. No galloping dictatorship now. Oh. So yeah, while I wait your telephone calls, let me just say, this is a serious election, more than most. In 2015, people really and truly wanted to see something different. I don't know what they were looking for, but okay. Dougie made his mistakes, no problem. But we had 7 years of a quote-unquote best for government team unity coalition. And we saw how that turned out. Are you mean to tell me that you're going to go back to that? Very good luck. Hello, good morning, you're on.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning to you, sir. How
Blessed
are you?
day to you.
Blessed day to you as well.
I'm doing good.
Nice.
Now, the Premier of Nevis, after 70 years in cabinet with Patches Liebert, came out and told us that Patches Liebert is the one who is responsible for the people of Care not having water because he stopped deed. And he is happy to say that. But what about the geothermal project for Nevis? The question must be asked of him, what role did he play in making sure that the geothermal project for Nevis was stalled? And then the question must be asked also, why did he brought a drill rig from United States to come into Nevis, into Hamilton to be exact, where there was an exploratory well that was already dug, to dig a well on the very same site, and did his law firm made any money off of that deal? Because Ike, what we are hearing is that somehow his law firm was a retainer or the legal advisor for this team that came in from the United States. His law firm was paid. And so, just as he pointed a finger to condemn Patches, and Patches should be condemned for what he did, he must be equally condemned for what he did with the geothermal project in Nevis, and now want to make people believe it's Timothy fault. Geothermal would have been a blessing for the people of Nevis. But he only just found out now, after he and his team, CCM movement, did everything that they could have possibly done to stifle or basically kill the geothermal project on Nevis. And so the hypocrisy of this man and the hypocrisy of the whole concerned citizens movement is frightening, EK. Because what'll happen, if one person accept this nonsense that he talk about geothermal and ignore what he and CCM did to geothermal in Nevis, it's scary. EK, Japan offered Nevis a fisheries project that was, we are told, in the amount of $30 million US free dollars. A fisheries complex that started on the CCM with Malcolm Gishard at the helm. a fisheries project that NRP came and met and said, this is good for Nevis, and we are going to run with it. And not only that, we are going to improve on it. It's the same concerned citizens movement to turn around and kill the geothermal that they started. The truth be told, the same thing exists with geothermal in Nevis. Ike Van Samwisser geothermal started under CCM. NRP came and said, it is good for Nevis. Let us run with it. It's the same concerned citizens movement turned around and did everything within their power to destroy geothermal. The case is clear that the concerned citizens movement never had the interest of the people of Nevis and will never have the interest of the people of Nevis. I heard you mention something about fair share. Fair share is a vexing issue. And I keep saying that for 7 years that they were in the parliament. But Ike, I begin to reflect. And I think that the parliament met about 3 times per year, sometimes 4, for debates. And the cabinet met, we are told, once per week. So when we calculate the amount of time that the cabinet would have met, or the parliament would have met, I have never heard that the concerned citizens movement and the PAM party raised any question about fair share for Nevis. No time. So you had 52 cabinets per year meeting, multiply by 7. You multiply that by the amount of time that the cabinet met, and there was no utterance of fair share for Nevis. But Spencer Brand, business, which is private, made it to parliament, made it to cabinet. Matters relating to Daniel Brantley and Associate made it to cabinet. Then matters regarding Lindsay Grant or Grant and Powell, whatever their name are, made it to cabinet. But nothing for fair share for Nevis. And now CCM and PAM want to make us believe that the problem in Nevis is Timothy Harris' fault. I want the people of Nevis to understand that we were failed, and we were failed by the concerned citizens movement. And it's in their own words that said to them that they lost the way, that they would have failed us, the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Please, Nevisions, for our own sake, send home Mark, Alexis, and Eric, and put people back in office who you know for a fact looked after the interests of the people of Nevis, because the track record is there to prove. Mark Brantley himself is a beneficiary. He got a whole education, all scholarship right to school, compliments NRP, because what? Is the policy to look over the people of Nevis. Troy Lebord was sent to college. Why? Because of the policy of the Nevis Reformation Party. And sometime later on, Ike, I will give you a list of the prominent people in Nevis who hold prominent positions, who the Nevis Reformation Party made sure that they had they are today university graduates with university certificate, which cost them absolutely nothing. Every cent of it was paid for by the state. But the time will come when we'll address that. Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for your telephone call. I mean, now you hear these kind of things. And CCM people over there in Nevis are talking about, let you get stop up the ambulance now, because he now get the money to go the treasury in the Nevis. Sounds so damn stupid. Me tell them how much the treasury in the Nevis. I could barely fund Culturama. So me's one less bill I got to pay. I hope I get the costume them bill in time. I focus on the wrong set of things. A whole policy for EK. And could barely fund Culturama. But Culturama gonna come off good, you know. He gonna come out good. I know he going. Trust me. But I focus on the wrong set of things. busy down here and saying it's a phase and got Nevis to run. And every time you fall upon your ass or you fall upon your face, you turn and you look down, oh, Basti is the fault of what is happening in Nevis. Somebody in Basti wants Nevis to be second-class citizens. And you're the damn premier. This cannot be life. I hear what a manager say. Are you please do not send me no more video clips unless it's an admission of guilt of all the shit that they did for 7 years. I don't want to hear it. Don't send it to my phone. Take me off your broadcast list. Please and thanks. Take a next call here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, EK.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
What's on your mind?
I would just like to remind the people of St. Kitts and Nevis of the importance of this particular job. We are really at a defining moment in our history. And this election has to be about integrity. And what we need to do is to compare the candidates on all of the seats with each other, apples to apples. Because when you look at the candidates on the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party slate, and even the NRP slate, you're seeing people whose integrity is not being called into question. Each one of them, examine each one. None of them, not a single one of them, has any question mark against their character. On the other side, we are seeing people who have court cases coming up against them in Monday, for instance. We have seen others who have been convicted of wrongdoing by the courts. We have seen others who have been caught on video trying to sell out our land on the market price and pocketing the money in offshore accounts. Each of the list goes on and on and on. We heard the Prime Minister accusing the Premier of Nevis of not being able to account for, at first he was saying 400 million. I heard him say 500 million later. We have seen scandal after scandal. The people on the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party slate are people of impeccable character. And we need to really give our country the opportunity to reboot, a fresh start, wipe away all of the slander, all of the negativism that have been associated with us in the past. You spoke about the lady, I think she was from Trinidad, who came up and talked about a galloping dictatorship. Mm-hmm. Well, Ike, we do not have a galloping dictatorship right now, you know. We have a dictatorship. Timothy Harris is an autocratic ruler. And you were making a joke or making lightly of it earlier, talking about if you would run and that sort of stuff. I know you're making a serious joke. I think that's the best way to characterize it, because I'm telling you, EK, if Timothy Harris, if just forbid, and I really don't expect it to happen, because but worse things than that have happened. Well, we have to find something to imagine something worse than that. But anyway, if he, by any chance, were to become prime minister after this election, woe beyond to anybody who ever wore a red shirt or a yellow shirt in St. Kitts. I am telling you, look at the man. This is the man who was taken under Douglas's arms. Look what he did to Douglas. This is the man for whom Sam Condor gave up the deputy prime ministership. Look what he did to Sam Condor. This is the man who Sean defined his party, went to government house to make sure he got sworn in for a second term. Look what he has done to Sean. Look what he has done to Mark, who touted him as the best prime minister in the history of St. Kitts. The list goes on and on. Then and Douglas Watt, they could tell you. The list goes on and on. Dwight Astafan can tell you. And these are just the high-profile people. Timothy, there are tens and tens, maybe hundreds of other people, small people. Denzel Douglas told us about how he used to have to plead for people, asking Timothy, what did this man do you? This is a poor man, leave him alone. He is a vicious, vindictive person. So when he smiles at you, remember, Hitler smiled at people. He had friends too. But he turned out to be one of the most ruthless people in our quote-unquote modern history. People are saying it's Nevis. Be aware. Be very aware and be very concerned. There is absolutely no way in the interest of our country that we can allow Timothy Harris to ever come near to Church Street again. Good morning, Ike, and I'm enjoying your show.
All right, thank you so much for your telephone call and your insights. It shows that people out there are actually paying attention to what is happening. And yes, I was making a joke about it, but I was dead on serious. If his power is further consolidated and he has an extra 5 years with a cabinet that he totally controls, there will be no checks and balances for Timothy. There will be no one standing in the vanguard to protect any national from him. Me not ask you. Me tell you. Let's take a next call. Hello, good morning.
Ike, good morning.
Yes, what's on
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Is school on vacation?
Who? School?
School. Are school closed already?
Yeah, this is summer.
Okay. Why not those young men that they have painting all over St. Kitts and St. Kitts Orange? Why not use them to go into the schools and do some work into the schools that need work?
Timothy?
This is not a joke.
Oh,
I'm not even laughing. You see me laughing this morning? I'm not even laughing.
Timothy?
Because they're painting east, west, north, and south of St. Kitts Orange. Are they going to paint the crosswalk orange soon?
I do think so. Always see
because the crosswalk are painted white.
Always
right?
See yellow marks for no parking. They're going to soon turn orange.
They're going to turn orange?
Okay.
Because we got to be real and serious, you know? We have to be real and serious. Now, you want to give the young men them something productive to do. School is closed. Put them into the schools. Let them do some work in the schools. Because we don't want to hear when school about to open a week before school open. School can't open. As normal. You have a whole building down there, the courthouse. We're full of mold. Go down there and give them some work to go and clean it. And get some work done. Proper work done. Let them earn a proper living. Pay them a proper wages. Not this $100 here, there, and everywhere. We got to be real. And to the young men, them they're using you to earn $100 or $200. At the end of the day, can that pay a bill for you? Can that buy school books for your children? A pair of shoes for your child to wear school come September morning? Many of you may have back child support. Can that pay your child support? Can that pay your rent? If your child took sick tomorrow morning, God forbid, and it need an operation, can that $200 pay that child operation? We gotta stop and think. Stop let people use you for their good and for their benefit, and you at the end of the day get nothing. Because if you end up in trouble, how many of them are gonna come and look for you? You can have a good morning.
Have a good morning yourself, dear. That is what you need to take into consideration. If Timothy falls sick to that tomorrow, he could fly out Galefa, you know. Easily. Let's suppose on your way to paint something, you get into an accident. Or somebody for you get into an accident. And they need to be flown out, emergency surgery. You think Timothy can take up his money and give you? You now got to go squint and find the money you ship out your loved one. The money where you get pay who paint can't help you. The people who while you don't paint over and the people who you antagonize with your painting, them are the same set of ones you're going to go back to and ask for help, you know. Or you continue, Papi, show yourself. Continue. 2 years straight, you know, work. Not even a drain job you could have get to clean the drain. But now all of a sudden election will come and you get work up paint. And you're gone. The ridiculousness. It's 10 minutes to 11 o'clock. I am shutting this thing down and I am going back to bed. Because God knows I can't for the life of me understand this kind of behavior. I mean, I know somebody gonna come up with the argument and say, oh, but he got things paint. Look, Labour used to paint and look, Pam paint. But the whole damn country? I went in town to buy some bush tea this morning, only to come up the Berry Road and see all the paints, all the columns on the wall along the stretch of the Berry Road between Alfredo's and up there so by Carib Supply. Paint orange. Yes, we had certain areas in St. Kitts and Nevis that once a political party got a stronghold in there, that's the color where they paint it. But the whole damn country, I mean, something is wrong with that kind of mentality. Okay, you see a wall they done paint. Okay, paint the wall next to it now. Paint a section good on now. You are cover over people paint. I mean, now you understand what really take place here? They're conditioning your mind. It's a hostile takeover. That is how viruses operate in your body. Multiply, mutate, take over cells. No respect for anything. And now you mean to tell me I supporting this? Wow. Man down to the very breadfruit them pan the tree them a paint orange. How you look at me chalawa. Me don't buy. But me little bag done pack and me don't organize my boat to pick me up from somewhere in St. Kitts and Nevis when I ready and I gone. When I get rid of him, I could come back. But until then, I gone. Because this cannot be life. Never before have we seen this. I mean, I could understand if you win, if the constituency was yellow or it was Labour red, and you actually won the seat, okay, fine. I could see you painting it over. No problem there. Because watch, this painting thing ain't bother me none the least, you know. But I just see things deep and different. If you had won the seat, I could understand that you wanted to see the color of certain places change to signify that, hey, this is our seat. But you ain't even win yet. And you done a paint everything orange. Wow. Wow. I don't know who close to Timothy, but one I need to tell him stop. Stop. But anyhow, my phone ringing off the hook. I don't know who is trying to reach me if they can send me a little message. But I am going to shut it down for today. Ladies and gentlemen, if I offended anybody with my rant this morning, I damn right. If I rubbed anybody the wrong way with what I said, I damn right. And if you somehow feel as though it was a personal attack and you don't want to have anything to do with me after today, good at you. You're going to be all right. But for those who want to understand and to have a different approach to this thing, we can do that. Because we're not just fighting here to win an election. We are fighting here to take back our country. We are fighting here to keep a style of politics that has raised its ugly head and needs to be snuffed out. Douglas tried to get him to change his ways, had to fire him. Pam saw him, CCM saw him, even Sam saw him and said, Lord, we go help him. And look at what he has done to every last one of them who tried to get him to do things differently. Have a little experiment for the PLP supporters. You see, Rashidi put a voice note inside the PLP chat. Well, as I understand it, they don't show Rashidi. All are welcome once you are submissive and quiet. You can't have a voice in here. It's one voice. Timothy's voice. PLP's voice. That's it. Whatever we say, that's what you do. Rashidi was up and on canvassing, volunteering. Well, they try him out. They tell him, well, it's a volunteer work. You know, must volunteer. So see you. We don't give a shit about what your concerns are. See you. Understand people, you know. Rashidi said we need to have a meeting. Rashidi didn't say nothing to say what the meeting was about and why, you know, the voice note just simply say, we need to have a meeting to hash out a couple of things. Otherwise, things going to get stupid. And the rest, Rashidi asks out of the chat and tell him thank you and goodbye. So to all the PLP supporters, I have a little experiment for you. Object to something and see how much PLP really loves you. Just have a difference of opinion, a different approach, and voice it. And see if they still love you. You got some people in some parties right now in Labour and in PAM got to see them stinking, dirty, nasty, rusty mentality, right? But we weeding their ass out just now. Putting them aside too. Have an objection. Have a difference of opinion and see if they still love you. Tell Timothy that what he is doing, you don't think it's the right thing to do. Just say that and see if he still loves you. Just try it. Try it. I mean, what you got to lose? You're a PLP, right? Delivering for the people, right? And Timothy's a great man and a loving man, right? And a caring man, right? Then try it. You have nothing to lose. If he is who you say that he is, you shouldn't be scared. You have nothing to lose. Try it now. Just to prove me wrong. Try it. Just try it. I'll give you $1. Just try it and see how that works out for you. People, lend your support this time to Larry Vaughn. Lend your attention to Larry Vaughn. Larry Vaughn is doing a job that is of the utmost importance. Larry Vaughn is scrutineer for the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party. Not only that, and if I know Larry is scrutineer for every PAM, Labour, CCM, NRP, PLP supporter. Larry Vaughn is there to make sure that no shenanigans go on inside of that electoral office. If you want to share something, if you want to bring light to something, share Larry Vaughn. Go back to issues yesterday on freedom. Share your comrade leader. Let everybody know on your social media platform, in your household, in your workplace, even on the bus where you travel. Let everybody know what Larry Vaughn is facing right now in the electoral office. Let everybody know what your leader said yesterday on issues. And not send me nothing else from no other political party. I don't hear it. Share what's going on with Larry Vaughn. Go comment on Larry Vaughn page. Instead of going on Obi page, go abuse him and object to him and say, where. Go on Larry Vaughn's page and give traction to what Larry Vaughn is trying to bring to the general public. Shine a light in the electoral office. Not saying that something is bad is happening, but shine a light on it. That is why it's supposed to be a broadcast this morning. Yeah. Go check Larry Vaughn page. Send me nothing from them there. Better days are coming. Change all your ways. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for viewing. Have yourself a great day. I go on. All right? Goodbye.